Have you ever loved someone so much that you were willing to completely change your life for them, to give up friends, to give up habits, to give up everything that defined who you were? I did that for 2 years, and I thought I was on the right path until one night. The night I stood on the shore of a lake at 11 o'clock, staring at his clothes thrown on the grass, and two figures swimming naked in the water. One of them was my boyfriend. The other one definitely wasn't me. This is my story, the story of how I discovered that the most godly man I ever knew was actually the biggest liar in my life. To understand why that night hurt me so much, you need to know who I was before. 3 years ago, I was 20 years old, and if you asked anyone who knew me back then, they would use one word: party girl. I was the life of every party. Friday, Saturday, sometimes even Sunday. Alcohol, I drank it like water. Getting home at 3 in the morning, normal thing. There were nights when I couldn't even remember what I'd done, what I'd said, who I'd met. I'm not proud of those things, but that's the truth. My mother was so worried she couldn't sleep. She told me I was destroying myself. She told me I needed to be saved. And even though I laughed in her face back then, a part of me knew she was right. I was running from something. From what exactly? Even I didn't know. Maybe from emptiness. Maybe from the feeling that my life wasn't going anywhere. Then we saw it. One Sunday evening, everything changed. After a night when I was so drunk that I passed out on the lawn in front of my house, my mother woke me up, and she said one sentence: "You're coming to church with me." No arguments. I was too tired to protest, and honestly, I didn't care about anything anymore. The Baptist church on Maple Street. I sat in the last row of seats, my head still aching from last night's alcohol, eyes almost closed from exhaustion. And then I saw him, Ryan. He was tall, brown eyes, a smile so gentle. You'd think he'd never done anything wrong in his life. Ryan was 21 years old. He worked as a salesman, and he called himself a born-again Christian. He talked about faith like it was the most important thing in the world. He talked about purity, about saving your body, about waiting until marriage. And me, the girl who drank vodka like water, the girl who didn't believe in anything, I was completely captivated. Not because he was handsome, but because he was different. Different from the men I'd met at parties, different from those who just wanted to take advantage of me when I was drunk. He looked at me like I had value, like I deserved to be treated with respect. From our very first conversation, I knew this man is what I need. After that, everything changed very quickly. I quit alcohol, I quit partying, I quit all my old friends I used to party with until morning. I started going to church regularly. I started reading the Bible. I started believing in things I never thought I would believe in. Not because anyone forced me, but because I wanted to become a person worthy of him. I wanted us to walk the same path together. Ryan and I had been together for about 3 months when he started testing the limits, late-night messages, touches that lasted a little too long, and questions. Baby, I love you so much. Just once. Can we love each other? What's wrong with that? Every time I refused. No, Ryan, you said we would wait until marriage. I want to keep that promise. And he would sigh, look at me with slightly disappointed eyes, then say he understands, that he respects me, and everything would go back to normal until next time. For 2 years, this repeated itself. He would ask, I would refuse, he would accept, then ask again. I didn't blame him. I understood that men have needs, and I appreciated the fact that he stayed with me, even though I always said no. But about 3 months ago, something strange happened. He stopped asking, completely. No more late-night messages, no more accidental touches, no more pleading. Ryan, the man who couldn't keep his hands to himself, suddenly became extremely calm. At first, I felt relieved. He finally accepted it, I thought. But then, the feeling of relief turned into suspicion. A man who asked for 2 years suddenly stops asking something wasn't right. Woman's intuition. They say it's never wrong. And I started to believe that. I knew about the show Cheaters, who in America doesn't the TV show specializing in investigating infidelity. They have their own team of detectives, surveillance cameras, and a host specialized in catching people in the act. I never thought I would call them. That was for other people. People in bad relationships, not me and Ryan. But the feeling of suspicion gnawed at me day after day. I couldn't eat well. I couldn't sleep peacefully. Every time Ryan said, "I love you," I wondered, is he lying finally? I called. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely press the buttons. My voice was on the verge of breaking. I think my boyfriend is cheating on me. I need to know the truth. They agreed to investigate. The first 9 days, nothing happened. The detectives followed Ryan from morning until night. He went to work, he came home, occasionally stopped by the church. Nothing unusual. I started blaming myself. I'm crazy, I thought. I'm suspecting a completely innocent man. What kind of girlfriend am I? I even thought about calling to cancel the investigation. Then, on the 10th day, they called me back. "Miss Fallon, we have a video. You need to come to the office immediately." My heart felt like it stopped beating. I sat in the Cheetah's office in front of a laptop screen. Joey Greco, the host of the show, sat next to me with a serious face. "Fallon, what you're about to see may be very unpleasant. Are you ready?" I nodded. My hands gripped the arms of the chair. The video started. Day 10 of the investigation. Ryan left work at 6 in the evening. Normal. He drove through a few streets, then stopped at the church. Okay, I thought. That's good. He's going to church. But then another car appeared. A girl got out, long black hair, short skirt, walking confidently like she knew someone was waiting for her. And she jumped right into Ryan's car. Like she'd done it hundreds of times. I felt like someone had just punched me in the chest. The video continued. They drove to a gas station. Ryan and the girl went into the store. He walked behind her, and then, right in front of the camera, he snapped her bra strap like a joke, like they were very close. He never did that with me in public, so I whispered. Joey Greco said nothing. He just looked at me with eyes full of compassion. The video moved to another day. Day 12. Ryan drove to an unknown house. A girl came out, the same girl, and they kissed in front of the door. Then they got in her car and drove away. The camera followed them to an empty parking lot. In the darkness, I could see 2 figures in the car. And smoke coming out of the window. "What is that?" I asked, even though I already knew the answer. "It looks like they're smoking marijuana," Joey said. Marijuana. The man who told me drugs are a sin. The man who preached to me about faith and purity. The man because of whom I gave up alcohol. Parties. Everything. Was sitting in a car smoking weed with another woman. But that still wasn't the worst thing. Joey pressed a button. The video moved to day 13. "Fallon, this part you might not want to see. Show me, I say, I said. The same parking lot, the same girl. Now I knew her name. Rachel Ochoa. She got into Ryan's car. And then the car started shaking. So I didn't need anyone to explain. I didn't need to see more clearly. I understood. For 2 years I said no. For 2 years I saved my body. For 2 years I believed we were waiting together. And he was doing this with someone else. Tears rolled down my face without me realizing. I didn't cry out loud, just silent drops falling on my cheeks. Joey handed me a tissue. Fallon. Right now they're at a lake. Together. What do you want to do? I wiped my tears. I took a deep breath. I want to confront him. I want him to look me in the eyes and know that I know everything. 11 o'clock at night. Cedar Lake. The film crew's car stopped about 50 meters from the shore. I looked out the window, my heart pounding in my chest. They're there, someone said over the radio. In the water. Swimming. I got out of the car. The night air was cold and damp, smelling of mud and lake water. And then I saw clothes thrown on the grass, Ryan's shirt, the one I had ironed for him this morning, her dress, her underwear, and in the lake, under the pale moonlight, 2 figures swimming, naked. My feet moved as if someone was controlling them. The cameraman ran behind me, the flashlights illuminating the path. I didn't care. I didn't care that millions of people would see this moment on television. I just wanted to look him in the eyes. Ryan, I shouted. My voice echoed across the quiet lake. The figures in the water stopped. They turned toward me, and I saw his face, the face of the man I had given up everything for, white as a ghost, eyes wide open, mouth hanging open. Fallon, you... What are you doing here? I stood there, arms crossed over my chest, looking at him like a stranger. What are you doing, Ryan? Who is this? Rachel Ochoa stood in the water, covering her chest with her hands. With eyes scared like a cornered animal, she said nothing. Ryan started coming out of the water, trying to get his clothes. Let me explain, he said. Explain what I interrupted. Explain that you're swimming naked with another woman. Explain the condoms in your car. You said we would wait until marriage, Ryan. You said sex before marriage is a sin. You said drugs are wrong. Fallon. He tried to speak. How many times did I refuse you? 2 years? 2 years I said no because I respected you, because I respected our faith. And you went looking for someone else willing to say yes? Ryan quickly put on his pants, stammering, I love you, Fallon. It's just, I needed that feeling. I'm a man. My testosterone is high, Batiste. You understand, even masturbation wasn't enough. Don't blame biology, I said. From behind, Rachel spoke. He said he was going to break up with you. He said your relationship was already over. I turned to look at her. She was still standing in the water, only her head above the surface. Wet hair stuck to her face. And you believed him? I asked. She went silent. I turned back to Ryan. He took a step toward me, trying to take my hand. Baby, listen to me. After being with her, I realized how much I love you. She made me understand that you are the only one. I pulled my hand back like I had touched fire. You think that sentence will make me come back to you? You had to sleep with someone else to realize you love me, Fallon. Please, he said. You're not a man, Ryan. You're a coward. I stayed on this path for 2 years. You couldn't last 3 months. He stood there, unable to say anything. Rachel from the lake spoke. She's right. She has every right to be angry. I didn't bother to look at her. I turned around and started walking. Fallon, don't leave. You're everything to me, Ryan shouted behind me. I didn't turn back. I heard him telling Rachel that I would call him back, that I love him. I still didn't turn back. You know, in movies, in moments like these, there's usually drama. The betrayed woman will cry, will scream, will destroy things, will pull the rival's hair, will slap the ex-boyfriend, will make a scene for everyone to see. I didn't do that. I simply walked away, step by step, steady. On the wet ground, no tears, no screaming, no drama whatsoever. I sat in the film crew's car, looking out the window. The city at night passed by like blurred streaks of light. Joey Greco sat across from me, silent for a moment, then asked if I was okay. I didn't know how to answer. Okay, no. but I wasn't completely destroyed either. He was different from other men, I said, with a strangely calm voice, or at least I thought so. I thought he really wanted to be with me. I thought he respected what I believed in. I paused, looking at my hands. Tonight proved he didn't. Joey nodded and asked if I would forgive him. That question made me think. I don't know, maybe someday, but not now, and certainly not the way he wants. A week after that night, Endor, my mother asked if I hated him. I thought for a long time before answering. No, I don't hate him. I'm just disappointed in him and in myself for believing for so long. You know what the strangest thing is, after everything that happened? I still believe in God. I still believe in faith. I still believe in saving your body for the right person, but I no longer believe I have to prove it to anyone. Ryan can continue with Rachel. He can continue with alcohol, with weed, with whatever he wants. It's his choice. And me, I learned that loving someone doesn't mean changing yourself to please them. It means finding someone who accepts you as you are, and who keeps promises together with you. 3 months wasted, 2 years of changing myself, countless nights when I denied my own instincts for a promise that only I was keeping. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth being a good person, keeping your faith. And my answer is yes, it's still worth it. Not because of Ryan, not because of any man, but because this is the person I want to be. Ryan was just a lesson, an expensive lesson, but a necessary one. He taught me that not everyone who talks about faith actually lives in faith. He taught me that words mean nothing without actions, and most importantly, he taught me that I deserve someone who will walk beside me, not someone who makes me wait alone. That night at the lake, I didn't just lose a relationship, I found myself again. The 20-year-old girl who was lost, the girl who thought she needed a man to be saved. She learned that true salvation comes from within, from knowing your own worth, from refusing to accept things you don't deserve. If you're in a relationship where you're the only person keeping promises, if you're wondering if your sacrifice is worth it, if your intuition is telling you something is wrong, listen to it. Because sometimes, Bokormt, walking away is the greatest victory. And you deserve someone who will never make you stand on the shore of a lake at 11 o'clock at night, looking at his clothes thrown next to someone else. You deserve more than that. We all deserve more than that.